everyone. Radium Hot Springs. This is our first time on the channel visiting this area. For those who don't know, Radium Hot Springs is basically at the very end of Highway 93. Not the Highway 93 that goes from Lake Louise up to Jasper. There's another portion of the Highway 93 that starts just south of Lake Louise and comes all the way out the end of Kootenay National Park. And that's where you'll find the Radium Hot Spring. It's the name of the hot springs, obviously. It's also the name of the town. It's a little bit how Lake Louise, there's a lake called Lake Louise, and the town is also called the village of Lake Louise. So once you've arrived to Radium, you're kind of outside the national parks for the most part. If you go north from here, you can go all the way out to Golden and then hit Kinbasket Lake. Just south of here, you'll find the town of Invermere, which is a little bit bigger, has a bit more infrastructure. But if you're just coming to explore the mountains, then the town of Radium Hot Springs has everything you kind of need. So we have an exciting video planned for you guys this weekend. There's a lot of stuff going on. So first off, we got invited here by the Radius Retreat. And for today, this series is no longer called the Cabin Series. It's called the Yurt Series. It's that and behind me there. It's called the Haven, and that is a yurt. You can tell right away that it doesn't look like a cabin. It maybe looks like a big tent because the walls are like soft. Inside of it, there's like a wooden frame that holds kind of everything up. There's a gorgeous little wood stove in there, a little love seat and another couch on the side, and we have a table. There's a bed at the far back. It has like a gorgeous like rock wall in behind the stove. Normally you don't see like a nice stone feature like that inside a yurt. This one is one of the newer ones that they have here at the Radius Retreat. This is also the only one that you can actually drive to. They're trying to do everything here eco-friendly. They don't even have garbages here, so whatever you bring here, you gotta bring back with you. You gotta love the property here because at the back of the Haven, they have a little thing that you can do like dishes and stuff. And then behind that, there's your washroom. Here, all the outhouses, they dispose of it kind of like how you would do a compost at home with your fruits and vegetables. We thought that was very interesting. There's 6 chairs around the side here, and we have these mini natural tables. And if you want to do a fire outside, you're more than welcome to. At the back there's even a little table, and there's like a little sheltered area with a light that you can cook your food. You don't eat inside the yurts. That's one of the only super important rules, mainly because the material that the yurts are made of, it wouldn't stop an animal from getting in there if they wanted to chew through. If there's never any food in there, they literally have no reason to go in there. So we're gonna be cooking our meal tonight right inside the little outdoor kitchen. We're gonna be eating outside. You could come here to the Radius Retreat and actually not leave. There's actually 11 other yurts inside the wooded area across the whole property here. If you go up, there's like 5 different trails, and there's like a lower level trail, and then there's a few trails that lead up higher up on elevation. Some of them you'll only walk maybe half a kilometer. Some of them you actually have to walk 1.5 kilometers to get to. You bring everything you need inside your backpack. You hike all the way out to your yurt. And once you get there, you'll have a picnic table and firewood and everything you need to kind of stay warm. Something that I enjoyed as well is that they use, I think it's like cedar chips spread on the trails. So the cedar kind of naturally kills the weeds, and it's super easy to follow the paths. It would be a little bit silly to come all the way to the Radius Retreat at a Radium Hot Springs and not actually go to the hot springs. So I'd like to thank Radium Tourism for giving us some little passes to go check out. I can't really show you all that much inside the pool because it is a public place, but just as you come into town, you're gonna pass through a massive canyon, the Sinclair Canyon, and the Radium Hot Springs are right there. There's like a tiny little parking lot on one side and there's a bigger parking lot on the other. What's neat here is they have like a hot pool and like a regular pool on the side. And we also got invited to check out a new lounge/cafe that opened last year. So there's actually 2 properties there. There's a Steamboat Cafe and the Steamboat Lounge. So we stopped into the cafe as we got to Radium. It's a gorgeous little spot and it's super close to the road. It's an excellent location, and if you want a coffee, you stop there. And then we'll be going back to the lounge to have gorgeous supper because they have a fantastic menu. So we're gonna be trying that out as well. So let's not waste any time. Let's head back out on the road and show you everything you want to know when you come visit Radium Hot Springs. This is inside the actual Haven Yurt. During the day, it's kind of nice and, 5-10 degrees outside, so it doesn't get too cold inside the yurt. But at night, it still drops down to like 0. If you come here May or October, you're gonna have to just keep the fire going at night. But we just came back from the Steamboat Lounge and had an excellent time. I'd like to thank the Cook family for inviting us over there to enjoy a gorgeous little meal. They have the cafe. It was actually open last fall. If you ever want a coffee or espresso, that kind of stuff, just go to the cafe. But at the lounge, they're open in the evenings. So if you want a great meal, that's the place to go. The lounge was opened last May, so it's only been there for about a year, but it's definitely a must stop if you come to Radium. The location, it's perfect. It's right in the middle of the town. They sat us at the bar. We're actually indoors, but you can see right across the bar and see all the mountains right in front of us. There's even a big patio at the front. So if you want to eat your meal outdoors, and the bar can actually open up so that the servers can get drinks from outdoors or from indoors. Some people will stay in hotels and they have nowhere to eat. So that's super important to have places like that there. And especially super important to have places that's not just like fast food, it's actually good, legit food, because they source all their ingredients locally whenever they can, and they try to source things that are sustainable. That's the whole goal there at the Steamboat Lounge. In our case, we were staying here. We could have just cooked a meal here, and we did that for one night. But then it's nice to not always have to cook your meal. I like to go and explore and record content for you guys to see. And if I have to stop for an hour and a half to cook a meal, then that's an hour and a half less content you guys get to see. So now we're gonna get our hiking boots on and we're gonna go hiking around to show you guys what the rest of the property looks like here at the Radius Retreat. Well, this is a cute little trail that we found. It's called the Forest Therapy Trail. It's totally set up for an interpretive guided hike. There's somebody named Pat Gavin, and he'll do these interpretive hikes here. You can check on Radius Retreat's website. They have like this massive 50-page PDF with any question that you have. Just snoop through there. Anytime that I had a question about the Radius Retreat, I am like, let's check on the PDF first, and it was always all my answers kind of in there. And this is one of the quieter trails here because there's no yurts anywhere close to this trail. All the yurts are kind of like that way. So you're hearing birds more than anything. So now we're gonna go back to the trailhead and we're gonna go hike some of the other trails that lead to the other yurts. So then I'll be able to show you what you can expect for trails in this area, because you could walk these here and not even leave the property if you don't want to. And you'll get to see what some of the other yurts look like. is a gorgeous little spot here. And we've been hiking around most of the afternoon, checking out all of the other yurts you'll find here. This here is the view you'll get if you stay at the Erie. And this one is quite unique because it's completely lifted a good 3 meters off the ground. And there's like a little balcony at the back. And all the yurts kind of have the same basic features where there's the yurt and a balcony, and you have a place to cook food, and you'll have the outhouse. And you'll have a nice little area where you have a fire pit and usually a picnic table. This one's kind of neat because it actually has kind of a shelter. So if it is raining, you can just go literally underneath the yurt. But when you stay at the Radius Retreat, you really don't need to leave. There's 5 main trails that we found. There's the one right at the parking lot, which is the forestry therapy trail. And there's the trails that lead you to all the various yurts on the property. The Offspray trail that runs down the middle, and that kind of leads the top portion with the bottom portion because there is 2 distinct levels. So there's a few yurts that are higher up and a bunch of more yurts that are down at the bottom. There's 12 in total. There's the Raven at one end, at the south end, and then the north end, there's the Fox. And those are about they're over 2 kilometers. These massive loops that you can go around. The Elk, which kind of goes from the water hole all the way out to the Fox, and then there's a cool little lookout over there. And the water hole is basically where everybody goes if you want to have a shower or you need some water. Obviously you go to the water hole. If you're on the kind of the higher elevation trail in those yurts, you're not going to want to go all the way down because I think there's something like 100+ meters of elevation gain. Where the trail kind of intersects, there's like a little sign where there's the map that shows you where you are, and there's another little watering station there. So that's super handy if you're staying in the yurts that are higher up in elevation. The yurts that are in the forest, they're significantly smaller than the Haven that we stayed in, and they don't have power, but you don't have the same kind of feel of being in nature. From here, I can barely hear the road. It's like a little mumble. It almost sounds like wind noise. This is what I consider it like. It's kind of like backpacking wind style, where you just bring your big backpack, bring everything you need. You can put quite a bit of weight in there because you know you don't really have far to go. And then once you're done, pack up all your stuff. Everything that you pack in, you have to pack out. So this is exactly like backpacking. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video of us touring a little bit of Radium Hot Springs and the Radius Retreat. And I'd like to thank all the guys from the Radius Retreat for inviting us here to come and show you guys what you can expect when you come and hang out here in Radium. And this here is the view you'll get if you stay at the Erie here at the Radius Retreat. And I'm Eric Tremblay, and these are my adventures. Peace out, everyone.